Hello, 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 and welcome to the Rag Company podcast. This is the main show, number 42.
Yeah,
Hey.
we're looking pretty sharp today with all our
we got our
headphones
cans on, we got our mics. It's a new arrangement. I have no idea how it sounds.
We got new chairs too that aren't squeaky.
No more squeaky chairs.
Everything is coming
up
together over
Millhouse.
here.
Yeah,
it's coming up Millhouse. All right. So
pretty nice.
Hey, I got a question.
Yeah.
Why are you dressed like that?
What do you mean?
You look like you drive a beverage truck or something.
Yeah, like what's up with the shirt and the hat?
This is my normal daily attire that I'm going to be wearing. It's like summer wear.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't
is it just because the t-shirt? There's something
like to draw attention to this because it looks like
this is just
branded.
It's just a t-shirt and a normal hat that I'm wearing. I don't. I don't see what.
If you're listening to this podcast on Shout Engine, I suggest you tune over to YouTube and watch the video instead.
Yeah,
Levi,
I don't. I'm just wearing like a regular T-shirt that I wear every day.
Is that a Pepsi logo on the shirt?
It's very branded.
Well, I have a lot of, Pepsi. I have fun shirts, novelty shirts that I like to wear.
Well, I mean,
you walk in, you have like the Pepsi in your hand.
Yeah, but like Dane's not wearing a Red Bull shirt. I mean, I don't know why you're wearing that.
Drinking one. I like Pepsi. It's
okay.
Well,
it's just a shirt.
News.
I have a shirt. You guys have seen me in a Pepsi shirt before. I've worn it to the office.
You're wearing a hat and a shirt today. Also.
This is a new hat. It's a pretty cool hat. I'm pretty excited. I have to break it in. You got to break it. The hats have a break-in period.
Right.
Yeah.
So
I actually have a couple hats that needed a break-in period.
Yeah.
So I know what you're saying.
Yeah. So.
Well, anyways,
I'm just trying to. Period too.
Yeah.
So we got a lot to talk about. Anyways, guys.
I will tell you, it is uncomfortable. So I'm gonna change it.
Oh no.
So. I got a new hat. I do have to break in, though.
So. Oh, that is true. Nice. That's a good one.
Yeah. So part of the reason we have this podcast a little later in the week than we normally do is because
a few hiccups.
We wanted to wait until Levi got back.
Yeah. We all kind of had to get back because Anthony, you flew standby all the way across the country.
I did. I didn't realize that Tennessee is actually across the country. Yeah. On the map, I was like thinking it's like somewhere next to Colorado or somewhere, pretty close. No, it's on the other side.
Yeah,
so
it's quite a way.
I had that going for me, which was nice. But so I flew all the way to Tennessee and back via standby. I don't recommend doing that. I didn't realize that apparently Boise is really hard to get into from pretty much anywhere other than Seattle and Colorado.
So the flight over, how was that?
So the flight to there, it wasn't super bad. I mean, we only had one stop in Vegas. Quick stop in Vegas, layover, jumped on a flight.
Rennie Doyle.
Where I ran into Rennie Doyle. I couldn't believe that. This is some some stuff.
Yeah.
No, so I'm getting ready to hop on this flight, to Nashville, and we had just picked up some Pei, I think is what it's called. Some Chinese food at the airport there, and we're sitting there eating, and I look over and I'm like, the guy looks like Rennie Doyle, right? Like how funny. And I kind of chuckled to myself. I'm like, there he is, dude. He's got like the logoed shirt and everything. Like he's literally looks just like Rennie Doyle. So I look over and my fiance is looking at me. She's like, why do you keep staring at that guy? You're being weird. I'm like, I think I know that guy. I know that guy well. And she's like, if you know him, go say hi to him. So I kind of like walked around and I'm like, I'm going all in. I'm going to pat him on the back and just see what happens. So I walk up, pat him on the back. I'm like, yes, it's Rennie. It's actually Rennie Doyle. So it was super cool.
Who are you?
No, so first thing he says, like literally the first words that come to his mind is, you Rag Company guys are everywhere. Yeah. Like I can't escape you guys. I'm like, it's true. You can't escape us. He's like, Levi's in, Puerto Rico. I'm like, yeah, he's there. And I'm like, I'm here following you, obviously. Yeah. So we talked, we joked around about that. He asked me what I was doing. And for the people that don't know, I was flying down to Nashville for a wedding. He was going down to Tennessee for an event, for a PNS event with, I think he was going down with Bob. And they were going down there to do a training, a whole product training thing. So it was just really cool that we both ran into each other. We talked about the products, talked about cool stuff that we're both working on, and then we hopped on our flight and I made it to Nashville. Was he on the
same plane?
Same plane. I think he was somewhere. I don't know where he was sitting. We were the last to board, so I got the seats between a larger man and an older woman. So I had quite the time.
You didn't ask somebody to switch with you
parking.
so you could sit with your special lady friend?
No, I didn't. I feel uncomfortable doing that. I'm not like, there's like certain times where I'm like, I don't know, whatever. Yeah. I mean, I end up getting.
But you guys look good in your the wedding shots.
Thank you. Yeah,
you guys looked fancy in front of that palatial estate.
It was a true like Southern wedding. It was on a plantation, and what was really, I guess I've never been to Tennessee before. I didn't realize how big the trees there. I mean, the trees are effing huge. I mean, these things are like prehistoric. Like, I'm like looking at these places and I'm asking like the local people, like, what's behind those trees? Like,
there's a lot of trees.
Like, what's in those like forests? And people are like, oh, there's houses back in certain areas, like secluded houses. Yeah. They said there's a ton of, what's it called? Turkeys, wild turkeys just everywhere in those hills. And I'm like, holy crap. But it's a totally different vibe because you'll go from being in the city to being surrounded by forests into these cool windy side roads that I wish I had my motorcycle on. Yeah. It was a really interesting thing, and we ended up staying like 40 miles outside of Nashville inside at the nicest Airbnb I've ever stayed in my life.
Nice.
Like, I don't know what it was, but it was like a true Southern style home with a cool, I don't know, like bug screening for the people on the East Coast. You guys are laughing.
Well, so it had a porch.
Probably,
porch.
Probably normal for other people, but for us, I'm like, well, this is cool. So, really nice porch. They had air hockey, a full-on professional air hockey table downstairs, and they had a mini stage there for like kids to play music, and they had guitars, karaoke. They had like
this is one you guys found, or one that was part of the pack, like the
something that apparently my fiance's mom found, and she didn't realize it was going to be that nice. But we show up, I'm like, holy crap, this is awesome. So, needless to say,
you played some music on stage,
dude. We
serenaded your woman.
We did a little bit of everything. I still remember how to play some guitar, but no, it was really cool though. I didn't realize how much bigger those houses over there in the South are in comparison to what we have here. I mean, you're getting like property. You're getting a good sized house. It's pretty cool.
You got a plot of land.
You got a plot, yeah. So so it was a really cool experience. The wedding was fun, and ended up flying back home. We tried
how long?
Took us 2 days because first night we tried to get on a standby flight. Turns out only my fiance's sister could get on the flight, and they wouldn't let us on. This is after we've already checked our bags, waited for 2.5 hours, and we are an hour from the airport. So we had to call my fiance's mom to come pick us back up from the airport, drive us an hour back to the house, stay there, and we stayed for 8 hours. Woke up, went right back to the airport, had to get there 2.5 hours early to try to check in for the standby flight, and we flew from 7 a.m. to 1 a.m. landing here in Idaho, and we made four different stops.
Where'd you fly? So Tennessee to...
so we flew Tennessee, so I guess it was 3...
What airport were you in, Memphis?
Memphis, yes.
Yeah. That's a small airport.
Or no, Nashville. It was the Nashville airport. Nashville, so we flew from Nashville to... what airport did we fly to? We flew all the way to LAX, and then after LAX, we flew to Oakland, and then after Oakland, they were going to take us to Seattle, right? But apparently one of the flights got canceled, so they were able to take us straight to Boise.
Wow, nice.
Nightmare.
And you're not a happy flyer.
No, I was not happy. I was stressed.
Like even when things go right, Anthony's not like
out of all of us, he's always the one who's a little stressed.
Dude, well, it's literally an overwhelming feeling of anxiety the second I walk into an airport, and I'm just sitting there just worried.
But this time you don't have a ticket, basically.
So it's even worse. And so I'm like, okay, so cool. So what do I have to do? Stay in LA if we miss this flight? Or what are we going to do? Stay in Portland? Or, whatever.
Am I going to become Tom Hanks in the terminal?
Yeah.
But no, so anyways, made it back home. I'm happy to be back.
That's good.
That was nice. I might go, I would go back to Tennessee again if I had more of a purpose, I guess. Maybe if I was going for like an Optimum training, that would be pretty cool. Or doing like some PPF stuff would be fun. But other than that, and I went to Waffle House when I was there.
You said that.
I never been to a Waffle House. They are on every corner in Tennessee.
Exist in Idaho. So.
Yeah,
they're everywhere. And I was like, I had to see what the excitement was about.
Well, we were tempted when we were in Orlando to hit a Waffle House.
Well, we went into one, and apparently the week prior to that, there was a shooting in that one. Oh, and I was like, well, that's good to know. Yeah. And so I sat down. Yeah, I could see how it could be a place where there's a shooting. I don't know how else to say that, but it just seems like it could be a place.
Needless to say, he won't be sponsored by Waffle House.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. I mean, the hash browns are all right. They weren't award-winning by any means. But that's my story. You have a big story.
Right.
And this is going to be probably most of the podcast. So
probably most of the podcast. So why don't we talk about Dane? What did you do this weekend? Well, we were all gone. So not only was Anthony and I gone, but John, our ops manager, was gone.
Everybody
Bryant was gone. Our warehouse assistant manager, and
basically I just did what I could to help
a couple employees. Like
Dane was
downstairs.
Dane was head detailer.
I was downstairs helping customers. I didn't end up packing anything, but mostly it was like if there were phone calls and stuff, I was the one to answer emails and all that stuff. So basically, I was kind of filling in your guys' shoes.
Yeah, because we also had new employees that we had hired that weren't starting till Monday.
Yeah,
right.
We had a couple new employees that came in that started Monday. So yeah, it was a ghost town Thursday and Friday here.
It was very
Saturday,
very quiet on the our side end, but on the customer end, there was a lot going on. So orders going out, people coming in, asking questions. So I basically just made myself available to help them out.
Just sat downstairs.
I'm not resident detailer, but I spend enough time listening to you guys. I pick up on most of it, so I can help with most things.
You have hand built your own RUPES polisher too.
It is true.
Yeah,
so
that did happen.
By the way, you should watch that video that's out.
Is it out? Nice.
We do have a RUPES travel video out, and that was a lot of fun. I think
Anthony edited.
I actually did that one.
Yeah.
But it's a fun video. I think I don't know, people get a kick out of it if you watch it.
I'm excited for it. I think it'll be good.
People like it.
Yeah.
So real quick, before we dive into anything, while you guys are listening to this, one thing you guys can do is you guys can go onto the website right now because we're running a sale.
Yes.
By the time you're listening to this, there's a sale. So
we're going to be dropping this podcast today.
Yep.
So it will go through the weekend.
Shop while we talk.
Yeah.
Shop. Yeah. Listen.
If you're listening to this, start shopping because
just play this in the background.
Yeah. So 15% off everything in the store.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's rare when we do these.
Twice a year, actually.
Literally everything is 15% off.
It's a planned event because it's the big one.
So, and if you like doing that, you like shopping at 15% off, sign up for the program if you haven't already, because then you can do it every day.
Yeah. If you're a business, buy for business, own a business. Yeah. If you're any part of a business.
Run a business for somebody, you manage it.
Sign up for the program and you'll save 15% off 24/7, which is great. But for everybody else that doesn't, maybe that's a hobbyist or maybe people that just shop every once in a while.
And there's another added perk when you're in the business program. You actually get a discount on wholesale cases, which you can't really get any other way.
No. So if the 15% off we're talking about for this weekend does not apply to any wholesale case.
Right, when you have a normal sale, it doesn't apply to wholesale stuff. But if you're in the business program, that's the one place where you could actually
you can get a discount on top of that.
So pick up chemicals, pick up towels, pick up
everything, brushes,
accessories,
pads,
you name it.
Yeah, anything you want. We got Rid sticks, we got P&S products.
Free shipping over $49. So for everybody, take advantage of that and get on it. So, all right. Lots to talk about today. We want to hear about the RUPES trip.
And my Boricua friends now in Puerto Rico.
I don't know how. Well, your Spanish came back. You really.
I was laughing because my wife was saying I had an accent when I came back because I had been speaking so much Spanish. My speech was a little differently sounded out. So.
What's your mom's maiden name again?
Delgado.
Yeah, so you're like, my name is Levi Delgado now, and she's like, wait, it's Gates, and you're like, no, honey, we're changing the name.
Yeah, my mom's name is Maria Guadalupe Delgado. So, so we I did that though for Boise State when I signed up. I made it Delgado Gates.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, so that I could make sure when I marked that I was Hispanic that needed a little bump.
Treat you fairly,
yeah. I flew out Wednesday morning to Puerto Rico, and good flight. I flew Boise to Dallas to Puerto Rico, so I left here at 8 a.m. and I landed there at 8 p.m. When I landed, Jason Rose and Alberto Quiroz Cabrera picked me up and from RUPES, and we waited an hour for my bag to finally arrive because my bag landed with my plane, but apparently at 9 o'clock Puerto Rican time, everybody takes a break for the baggage claim. And so all of us from the plane were standing there. I swear we were the only people in the airport at 9 o'clock at night, and there was like nobody. It was a ghost town.
So people like avoid that flight on purpose?
I don't know, but it was weird. So we finally tracked someone down and said, "Where's all the bags?" Because there's literally the entire plane standing there waiting for their bags. 45 minutes went by. They were like, I don't know. We'll see. So then the carousel turns on. 5 bags pop out.
Oh, nice.
Nothing else happens.
Oh, okay.
The carousel spins for another 20 minutes. And everyone's like, what is going on?
One guy accidentally did his job.
Yeah. Then they said, oh, the carousel's broken. Everybody moved to carousel 2.
Oh.
So they fire that one up, get it going. 7 bags pop out. And then they stop. And then nothing happens for another 20 minutes.
Oh, nice.
Then they go, we got the first one fixed. The second one was broken. Everybody back to the first one. So we all move back to the first carousel.
Physical chair.
And the rest of the bags fall out. Jason Rose is wearing his island wear, his vacation gear on. And he's standing outside.
That's like the best image, like mental image I've ever seen in my life.
He has his Hawaiian shirt on, and he's got his phone. And he's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "I'm waiting for my bag. I'm still waiting." He's like, "Well, we're getting kicked out."
We left. Yeah,
we left. We're gonna go get some food. We'll see you in a bit. No, they went around the block a couple times, and then came back and got me, and then we headed over to have dinner with Catherine Mayo, who is one of the owners of Distributors, and we headed over there to meet her for dinner, and we felt bad because it was like an hour, so the restaurant she was going to take us to had already closed. So we had to find another restaurant, and great thing, we're sitting down, we get ready to order a dinner. It's great, nice restaurant. And the waiter comes up and he's like taking our orders, and he stops and he looks at me and he's like, "Do you work for the rag company?" And I said, "Yeah." And he goes, "Man, I love watching your YouTube channel. I see all your stuff. Yeah, this is so cool. What are you doing here?" And I was like, "Oh, here for an event, setting up a new distributor." And I motioned to Catherine, and he's like, "Yeah, because like we don't have good stuff here. There's no good towels." And I was like, "Well, Catherine brings in RUPES. She brings in polishes, waxes, compounds. She brings in a ton of, they have a ton of stuff.
Yeah.
If you go to And he's like, "Oh, I didn't know that." He goes, "Hey, I guessed on the towel guest giveaway." And I was like, "All right, sweet, man."
He is I
was like, I haven't even seen the towel guest giveaway yet today. I didn't know what Anthony had posted. So it was cool though. And I was like, "Well, yeah, I'm here with RUPES." And he's like, "Yeah, I don't know that name." Yeah. And I was like, "Well, I'm here with Jason Rose sitting right across from me, and Alberto from RUPES, and he's like, "Yeah, I don't know."
Oh man, you put him on the
spot.
spot.
So when are you gonna give me? When are you gonna be bringing those towels in? When can I start picking them up? And I was like, "Well, you can talk to her." And he starts talking to Catherine. She's like, "Soon, we're gonna be bringing them in. Here's my info and all that." On. But yeah, and he was like, "That's so cool, man. I love the Wash Wednesday. I love the detox. I love watching your show. It's so great. Love all that stuff." And I was like, "That's awesome. Thank you." So we were all laughing because he knew us, the rag company, but he didn't know RUPES.
Yeah.
And he was a home
Jason's
hobbyist.
there being like, one of the most famous detailers in the world. And he's just like, never seen that guy before.
Don't know his name. Don't know what's up. So
poor Jason.
Yeah. So it was great. But then after dinner, we had a good laugh about that the whole time. And it really, I think it helped value us as a brand, that especially to a new distributor like because it's always stressful for companies that want to take on another line. And I know it's same with us. It's very, we go through a lot when we're working on a product that we're going to carry or whether we're going to sell it. We have to make sure that what we carry, we can sell.
You don't make those decisions lightly.
No, and a lot of the times it's a very large amount of money that goes into making a minimum purchase or starting. So it was good. It was good to have that little extra feedback from a person, just an everyday guy
feedback
that knew who we were. So that was cool. And then
as he walks away, you slip him a 20. You're like, "Thanks for making me sound good."
And then you get a phone call from Rennie screaming, "I told you, you guys are everywhere."
Yeah, literally that. So that was so funny. Sorry, I'm yawning and I've got this mic. that was what was so funny was I had just saw that post that you ran into Rennie, and I was like, yeah, apparently we're everywhere, and to Jason and them, and they were like, it was great. But we made a stop at the CVS after dinner, and I was going to get me some of my famous Diet Pepsi.
Diet Pepsi. That name sounds familiar. I don't know.
So
why it's such a.
I'm going to say this. Remember what we were worried about?
Oh no.
So Diet Pepsi in Puerto Rico is different.
What?
The flavor is different. It tastes different.
Like how different?
Well, it's got to be better, right?
Like enough that I didn't want to drink it.
Oh, no.
What?
Yeah, it was shocking.
Levi not wanting to drink.
Yeah,
Pepsi?
so I had to drink. I found Diet Pepsi only in cans in our hotel.
Oh, okay. They're probably what, $15 a piece?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
And it was palatable. But everywhere else we went, I had to drink Coke Zero because all that was available was Diet Coke.
Oh, and you can't be drinking that.
Yeah, it's gross.
Yeah.
So I was drinking Diet Coke. I drank a couple Diet Cokes, and I was like,
such a small.
I felt like I was going to throw up. So I stomached the odd taste of the Diet Pepsi.
Oh, yeah.
That was there in Puerto Rico, just, because
You're talking about it like it's torture.
it felt like it. It felt like it. So, anyway, so we went to the hotel, gorgeous hotel. We stayed in the AC Marriott, really beautiful, very futuristic looking designed room. So that was really cool. The next morning, we kind of had the day to ourselves. The guys were still figuring out their presentations and stuff. And so Todd was getting picked up at like 6. So Jason basically just worked on his
He
thing.
showed up a day later, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Jason basically stayed and worked on the presentation. And then we were going to have an evening presentation that the thing was going to, or that was Thursday. So we're in Thursday day. So Thursday we had the whole day to just kind of hang out. And then we picked up Todd Thursday night. And
Did you guys end up being like a rental car or something?
Yeah, so Alberto had a rental car. So Thursday night, we picked up Todd from the airport. And then Todd wanted to get going on some work. But again, Catherine and them wanted to take us out to dinner. So we headed to a restaurant called Raíces, which is it's in Old San Juan.
Ooh.
Which was really cool. But Thursday we just kind of hung out. I took the time to just kind of sleep and kind of
acclimate.
Yeah, kind of acclimate. I walked down to the beach, did some stuff. Just
what's the give people like an idea? Like what's the weather there? Like
so it was 80 and humid. The whole time it was 80 and humid.
Like Florida was.
Like Florida
humid,
okay.
but 80 degrees instead of like 100. It wasn't okay. Bad. It was just the humidity is, I'm not used to it. So, because we have a very dry heat here in Idaho.
Yeah.
But the funny thing I noticed, things that run around Puerto Rico a lot, street dogs, which is pretty cool. Get to see a lot of street dogs walking around.
Wait, like wild dogs?
Yeah.
Like they're not like rabbit or anything.
No,
like
they're just street
friendly
dogs.
neighborhood dogs.
By the way, go see Olive Dogs. Don't wonders.
And then they are street cats rolling around.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Feral.
Do they get along, or is it
straight
kind
up like muscly cats
jacked, like surviving?
That have been
hood?
Surviving. Like like big, like not my fat lazy cat at my house that
like these are like warriors.
Eat a bird. Like this thing probably these cats eat each other or fight each other to the death in some sort of Mad Max style.
They're eating dogs.
Thunderdome
we're
setting.
Beyond Thunderdome now.
Yeah. They probably eat dogs. I mean, they're like we were all sitting in the car one day. We saw them. We're muscular. Like, oh my gosh, look at those cats! Like
don't slow down. It's gonna eat the tire.
Yeah, they were shredded. Like they were jacked. So that was funny. And then also chickens. Chickens, just like as prolific as squirrels here in Boise.
That's like free food. I mean, depending on how you look at it.
It is. There are guys,
like
they literally say that. Like there are people that literally just, you can eat the chicken. Like they'll just grab one and kill it and pluck it and cook it and
problem solving.
So yeah. So anyway, it was that was just a new. I don't see that often. So
well, how often do you travel in general to give people an idea of what this experience rates on your normal?
Well, I travel every 3 weeks. So
well, but I mean, like, out of the country.
Yeah, no, and this was the first time out off the mainland, let's say.
Yeah. Okay.
And so, because they are a U.S. territory, but there was still a lot of damage from the hurricanes.
Oh, yeah.
So that was pretty wild to see. There was, windows gotten blown out, and so there was either different colored glass put in or wood in some of the buildings. A lot of the touristy area of San Juan was put back together pretty nice.
That's their whole industry.
Yeah. So. But you drive farther out into the city, and there's whole houses just gone. Sorry, yawning. But yeah, no, it was very eye-opening to see the level of stuff that hasn't been fixed yet 8 months in, but also to see it was cool to see a lot of like the Army Corps of Engineers, a lot of American contractors out there doing stuff. There's like demolition stuff, there's trash removal services, there's a ton of stuff from different companies around the country. So it was cool to see different trucks like with Ohio plates and trucks with Texas plates and service companies that were there in town to clean up
over on the boat.
And so that was really neat. There was a couple folks that I went on the plane with that's what they do. They fly back and forth for work because they do construction or they're electricians or that kind of stuff. So it was neat. But then Friday, same kind of thing. So we went and had dinner again. This time we went to Raíces, the restaurant we were going to go to the night before. Amazing place, traditional Puerto Rican food. So I got what's known as can. It's a giant pork chop, Dane. It's probably this big.
Oh, wow.
And about that wide and about that thick.
That's like the size of a torso.
It was huge. It was a whole hunk of a pig. And so I had that with some rice and beans. It was great. It was delicious. Way too much pork chop, though. I mean, a lot to eat. Jason got the same thing. I don't remember what Alberto got, but Todd got Mofongo, which is plantains.
Oh, okay.
Mashed and mixed with some other stuff, but it's basically like a potato, like a mashed potato.
Yeah.
And then they also had zucca, which is a root-based vegetable that they cook like potatoes.
Okay.
And it's really delicious. And so, and then he had some chicken on his mofongo. So it was really good. It was good food. Yeah. So we had a great dinner. We're there with everybody from UM, including Josue and his wife, Julissa, which is Ulysses and Catherine's sibling. And Josue is a lawyer, a bankruptcy lawyer there, and he translated our whole event for the people and stuff. So it was cool. So we had a good dinner with the family. And then while Jason was eating his food, a cockroach fell from the top of the...
Shut up.
Yeah. And landed on his chest.
On his chest? No, dude, I would have lost it.
Needless to say he did. And we all laughed and we all were surprised.
I would have screamed like a girl, dude.
And then Jose...
Are these like Oriental cockroaches? Or are these like big ones?
They're big. It was big.
Oh.
And it fell on his... I mean, it was like that big around. It was a good size.
Enough to get your attention.
Yeah, enough to get your attention. And it was funny because the manager... Catherine was they were all very embarrassed, and Catherine went and talked to the manager and kind of chewed him out a bit. Oof. And he came back and goes, "I'm really sorry, but this is an old building, and we try our hardest to keep it clean. And there's a lot of tourists that come through.
Yeah.
But I can't stop them, and I apologize. But that's all it was. He didn't comp the meal, or it was just sorry, I can't. That's just gonna happen.
It's just the reality.
Dude, I mean, it's kind of part of the. I mean, it'd be like if you ate out on a porch or something like that on like a balcony, and a bird flew over and dropped a bomb on your food. I mean, it's gonna happen. You're outside,
and these are old buildings. It's old San Juan, so
it's atmosphere.
Yeah, it was beautiful. Downtown was awesome. We were right across the street from a pita pit.
An actual pita pit.
An actual pita pit.
Oh. No way.
In old San Juan. I was
franchise.
Holy crap. Yeah, pita pit. It looked identical to ours downtown.
Delicious. I love pita.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know, we can go to pita pit. I don't know, we could do that.
I remember we used to think they were from here or something.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah,
I totally thought they were local to Boise.
As well.
And then I saw it and I was like, what the? That's everything. And then I was like, that's identical. That's the logo. That's the reader board. That's everything. That's the menu board. Yeah, so
cool.
Anyway, that was fun. But then we went back home. went back to sleep, and then the next day we had the Friday morning to just hang out.
Okay.
So Friday night, we started the class. So Friday we spent the day, just the guys were finishing up their stuff. I went to go look for an ice cream place, and I could not find them. They were just gone, not available.
What do you mean gone?
Like just not there.
But what do you mean though? I
looked it up on my Google Maps, and it said there's 4 ice cream stands around you, and I was like, sweet. I started walking down to one, and I got to it, and I'm like, there's an empty building.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, found the next one. Walked down to that one. Oh, that's an empty building too. Okay, went back around to the other 2. Empty building, empty building.
So if you're wanting to start an ice cream business in Puerto Rico...
Yeah, you could thrive really well because there's none near the AC Marriott.
Well, either that or they're going...
Oh, no, yeah. So that was kind of frustrating because I was like, oh, man. But again, they had little Haagen-Dazs and ice cream sandwiches at the hotel, so I just grabbed one of those for $5.
I was going to say they were probably $5 or $10.
Yeah, so... but anyway, that evening was our class. So it started at 6. We kind of got late in the start, so it didn't start till almost 8 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
So we ended up, the class went till almost midnight.
Man.
Yeah, so then Saturday, so we all went back to the hotel and just got up early Saturday morning. I watched the royal wedding Saturday morning.
Okay.
And took pictures of myself in front of the TV to send to my wife to prove to her that I was watching the royal wedding at 5 a.m.
Did she really care that
much? She was stoked. She gave me a thumbs up.
That's it?
Yeah.
You're like, I'm up at 5 in the morning. She did do a Facebook post about
how amazing I am that I've, watched the first royal wedding, Kate and, what's his name?
That guy, yeah.
The prince.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, whatever.
And then I got to watch the Queen do her thingamabob with the spinning the boats around, her Jubilee. And then I got to watch, Prince Hank and his bride Meghan walk down do the whole thing. So
I'm just there for the corgis.
No, the first time I watched it was because I was up feeding Hadley 7 years ago, and so it was an early morning. I had to go down, and I would just turn on the TV for that 20 minutes or so, and feed her. And so it was on, and so I watched it, and it was hilarious because CNN was on, and they had a drunk guy on that was telling all the dish and dirt on the royal family and people, oh, that chick's on pills, she just got out of rehab, and Anderson Cooper was dying because he couldn't censor a lot of it because it was live, and it was great. And then there was a whole thing about that, and so they people say that was the funniest showing
nice
of American culture and because of how great. And I was telling my wife, I was they were talking about this and this person did that. It was so fun. I didn't know if I was dreaming it, but then I found it on the news later that but anyway, so that was Saturday morning. We then headed to the event, started the event at about 9:30, 10 o'clock. Again, kind of a late start. One thing that we noticed is that there were no clocks in our hotel rooms.
Yeah.
At all?
Welcome to the island, boys. No clocks.
So, what are they?
Inherently, what time
you just show up and
there's a Mayan calendar or something like that.
No, you just get in and
oh,
hey
so
man, it's Puerto Rico. There's the beach down the street. We'll get there. Don't worry.
Yeah.
So that was it was fun because we were messing with Jason about that stuff.
Yeah.
Because he's a very clock-oriented person. And was very confused that there was
out?
Yeah, he was freaking out a little bit.
Well, it reminds me of you guys ever seen Forgetting Sarah Marshall, where he's out on that beach and he goes and sees Paul Rudd, and Paul Rudd's like, "Yeah, man, I stopped wearing a watch years ago," and what's his name is like, "Dude, that's so cool," and he's just no recollection of time. He's like, "Well, no, because I got my clock on my phone," and so he's like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, but that was what we were laughing about. So. But yeah, that was cool. But the class went great. A lot of guys really well trained already. And again, 80% of the guys were new to that class, hadn't taken the class the year before. So those guys everybody there is just, it was amazing. Really great group of guys and gals. And we had a blast. Then Saturday night, we had talked about going out to dinner, but we were all so exhausted that we went back to the hotel, And we were like, all right, let's meet for dinner. We'll do some stuff on that Saturday. And all of us slept.
Nothing.
Like, yeah, like 8:30, Jason messaged everybody, goes, I'm going to go across the street and get a hamburger. And all of us were like, yeah, we're just going to stay in our room. Like, it was like the bed. I don't know what it was, or the day or the night, being up late the night before and just not analyzed. But Saturday, we were like, we all just slept. Then Sunday morning, me and Jason and Alberto and Josue went to conquer the Monster. It's the second longest zip line in the world. It was the longest and highest in the world in the Guinness Book of World Records last year. But Toro Verde, the company, built another one in the UAE and made it even bigger.
Oh, yeah.
So it's almost 2 miles on a zip line over the rainforest. You're laying down in a bag, basically, holding on, and you can get up to 70 miles an hour. Some guys, depending on your weight, you can get up to almost 100, just depending on the air.
Is there a brake on there or anything like that?
Yeah, there's a brake at the end, so it slows you down. So you get down to about 20 miles an hour when you're coming in.
It's called your hands.
Yeah.
Skin loss.
But,
oh my God.
No, you're literally laying on your chest. So
okay.
Those of you that are so those of you that are friends with Alberto, he just posted a video today on his Facebook page of his video, and I think he got up to 71 miles an hour on his run. But let's just say I was scared. It was very stressful.
Well, you don't like rides.
I don't like rides. I get motion sickness. I took Dramamine before, and I gave Jason some Dramamine. Let's just say the ride up there was more dangerous than the ride down the zip line because
I believe that
it's a mountain road to get up there. And Josue was amazing. He's a very good driver. We're in his Infinity, and he's like checking his phone. He's driving, talking, and it was so funny. We were laughing the whole time. But anyway, we got on the zip line. We rode it down. Beautiful, amazing experience. So had a blast. Couldn't believe we did it. But then we thought we were done, right? So we're like, cool, where's the truck at? And they're like, oh, no, you got to take that zip line back over there another like half a mile or so, a mile across, because that's where the truck's at.
Yeah.
And we were like, oh, crap. Oh. And then they're like, oh, and by the way, like, and we're looking at our clocks going, we have to get to the event. Mm-hmm. Like, it's an hour drive back to the hotel, and the event starts in like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, but before we leave, we've got 4 more people coming down the zip line we got to wait for.
Oh, wow. Because just one at a time, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So there was already 8 of us sitting on the thing, and we're like, I thought we were the 9:30 group. Like, and so we waited, and they're like, hey, we just want to take everybody back at the same time. So we waited.
Well, that makes sense. Well, because I went ziplining when I was in the Caribbean once, right? And it was a one at a time thing, and it would take so long. Yeah. At the end, like the finish line, they literally had like a big old thing of Bacardi rum there and pineapple juice. So right when you finish, you just start drinking and wait for everybody else to show up.
Yeah, they didn't have any alcohol this one, but they as soon as we just lined back up, one at a time, got to the end. So now there was like 12 of us that needed to get down the zip line.
Yeah.
And then to the other end, and then we got in the truck, and then the truck drove us all back up.
Did you have like a sense of speed when you're going? Because I don't know how close you are to the things around you. Is it?
No, you were up very high.
Okay.
So when we were going, like,
you're looking down.
Right? Yeah, you're looking straight
mainly
down. You can't look like I couldn't lift my head up.
Oh, okay.
The way I was like harnessed in and stuff. So I had looked just straight down. I had visors over. Like a helmet with a visor.
Okay. For aerodynamics.
Yeah. We just went, and they said, don't put your arms out because that'll slow you down. And you could get stuck. And then they have to come get you. And so I luckily, I made it all the way to the end. I didn't have to get pulled in. Jason didn't make it all the way. Oh. So if you go on my Facebook page, you can see I videoed Jason coming in, and they had to go out and grab him.
Did the hamburger slow him down?
No, he's just a very petite fellow, I guess. Okay. No. No, it was fun. But then the last guy that came in, he came in so fast that he literally hit his helmet on the foam pad that's the brake.
Oh. Yeah.
So we were like, holy cow. I was like, man, you came in fast. And he's like, yeah, us bigger guys do normally. I was like, I don't know what that means, but okay. And so anyway, we got back, got in the truck, got back to the top, dropped off all our stuff, and then got in Josue's car, and we were like, event's starting now.
Yep.
Let's hustle. And so we left, and Todd's texting us going like, what time are we meeting downstairs? Event starts at like noon. It's 11.
Yeah.
What time are we going? We're like, we are just leaving Toro Verde. So we will see you in an hour.
Yeah.
You will already be there.
Yeah. So he took a Lyft or an Uber over there to the event. And then he found a guy in the audience that spoke Spanish and English, so he could translate for him. And so that's what Todd did. And then we got back to the hotel, changed our clothes super fast, got ready, and then out the door. And we made it to the event by, I think it was almost 1:30.
Wow.
So we were about an hour late, but it was good. Everybody clapped when we walked in, and so we were like, hey, thanks, that's great.
Yeah.
Finished the event, like got everything, did our next set, which was like rotaries, and taught that aspect of it. Everybody got a chance to play. We kind of just hung out. Then we announced the winner for the RUPES Polisher Instagram giveaway thing. So the winner won a Bragg Company gold kit. Nice. And a gift certificate, or not a gift certificate. They got shoes and a bag, one of those white vinyl bags from RUPES.
Oh, yeah.
Style it.
Yeah, so they got that, and then a gold kit from us.
Nice.
And so that was cool. Then they gave out awards and stuff, and then me and the guys each got our own plaque from UM.
Which is awesome.
Has my name on it,
cool.
And it says, thanks for being with us and sharing your knowledge with our team at UM Distributors Incorporated. We wish you continued success and blessings from the great family at UM Distributors Incorporated, given in San Juan, Puerto Rico, this 20th day of May, 2018. It's got their logo on the bottom. But really cool. Everybody got something. Me and Todd and Jason, all of us each got a different one. So
yeah.
Each one's unique.
Cool.
So that was really cool. Got me a tumbler with the RUPES logo on it there, and then the UM Distributors logo, and then the Rag Company logo on there. So I'll put that up to the camera so you guys can
pretty
take a
sweet.
look at it. And then I've got a new hat on because a new Master of Shine hat because Catherine stole my old one from me.
Mm-hmm.
She goes, let me see that hat. I was like, okay. And then she put it on. She's like, this is mine. I'm keeping it. And I was like, oh, okay. And she goes, but don't worry, I got you a new hat. So she gave me this hat, which is the Puerto Rican baseball team during the World.
Little baseball.
Yeah, during the World Series of baseball for the World. Got that, so she put my name on it. All of us got those, cool. So that was pretty rad.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So it was just awesome. She gave a bunch of treats to bring back. It was great.
They were just a great host. I mean, it sounds like everything they did.
Unbelievable. Like, you guys would have had so much fun. It was just like, I couldn't believe how sweet and awesome they all are. Then we finished the training, and I sent you guys a video, and all of a sudden, they're like, all right, thanks, guys, for coming, and we got one more surprise, and then all of a sudden, it's like, bah, 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 and it was like a drummer coming in, and like a dude with a big foam head and like a band, and they were like playing, and then this lady on stilts.
That stood out.
They made everybody dance and clap, and it was insanity. It was the most insane thing I could have, we were all dumbfounded. So then Sunday night we left the event, went back home, took a couple hours and got ready, and then met everybody back at another restaurant. And this time we went with the UM Distributors for Chile, Colombia, Mexico, and Canada. So we went out to dinner with them as well as the family. And this time, no cockroaches fell.
Nope.
This time I did not eat the can, which is a big pork chop. This time I tried some mofongo. It was good. It was, we had a good night again. Very long day. And then the next morning we had to wake up again at very early because me and Jason and Todd and Alberto were going to Culebra, which is a island off of Puerto Rico that is consistently rated as one of the top 10 beaches in the world in the Caribbean.
Yeah.
And so we went there. So we had to get up early, drive over. It was like an hour drive to the coast so that we could or the port, so we could get on the boat to take us to Culebra. Angel and his wife, Angel took the class. He's a detailer on the side. He took the class. He runs a VIP tour kind of group called Culebra VIP. So if any of you guys are wondering, if you're go visit Puerto Rico and you need someone to kind of take you to Culebra and show you around, get in contact with Culebra VIP. They're on Facebook. You can even follow the hashtag Culebra VIP. They hooked us up. They picked us up. He got our tickets for us. We showed up at Will Call, picked them up, and then got in the boat, rode the boat like an hour to the beach. Then he picked us up right from the boat, put us in his van. He's got a gorgeous new Ford Transit, big high roof van, dually, and then took us straight over to one of the beaches, Flamenco Beach. We pulled up. He had a cooler with some rum and Coke for the guys. He had tons of water bottles and soda and stuff, and then he had like a little thing with cookies and snacks and stuff that we could have. Then he gave us each an umbrella and a beach chair and a towel, and we went out, set up our little setup on the beach, and
nice.
he's like, here's, my cousin has a kiosk here if you want to buy some food. If you guys want some sodas or drinks, I can bring, I'll be parked here. We're going to be hanging out. And so we just, it was great. It was awesome. We just posted up on the beach and kind of just slept. That's what I did. And so did Jason. Todd went for a run. Alberto went for a walk. And then there's an old tank out there, so he got some photos of. And we just kind of hung out. Storm came, rained on us. We were under the umbrellas there. Then we left. We got some food there. Then hopped back in the van, and they took us to another beach called, what was it? It's like Tampico Beach or something. Messing it up. But basically, we got to that beach. It was a smaller beach, and it was even more secluded. And it was very rocky. Like, it had pebbles and stuff. But set up again in the sand, hung out. And I just chilled out again. Like, I'm not a swimmer, not a big swimmer. I'm not a swimmer at all. But I'm happy in the beach chair with an umbrella, feet in the sand. I don't need to go play in the water. Jason, however, rented a kayak and went kayaking and fell asleep out on the kayak. He tied himself to a buoy.
Oh, okay, good. I was worried there for a second. We haven't heard from him since.
Yeah, I looked up all of a sudden. I was like, oh my gosh, is Jason still alive? Like, what is going on?
He's the outdoorsy one of the bunch.
Yeah. It's like the shallows or something happens. He's out there, the giant shark.
He floated away to the U.S. He was going home. But then,
stopped him.
Yeah. But Jason, and then Todd and Alberto did some snorkeling, because that beach is a reef, so you could go snorkel. They found manta rays, barracudas, all kinds of. They found starfishes. They went out. They had a blast. I had a great time just hanging out with Angel and his wife Damaris, and we just, we had so much fun. I just sat and talked with them, and just two really sweet people, nice. So again, I gotta stress it. If you're going to Puerto Rico and you're gonna go to Culebra, hook up with Culebra VIP. Those guys were amazing, and just awesome experience. Then they took us back, made sure we got to the boat in time, got our tickets for us and everything, and we hopped back on the boat and we headed back into town. Got home, drove, and on the way from the port back to our hotel in San Juan, we drove through the sketchiest neighborhood. Nice. And when I say sketchy, I mean like there's hurricane damage, right?
Okay.
Sure. So people are trying to live in some squalor.
Yeah.
Then there's horses tied to fence posts randomly in yards. Street dogs walking around, and cats. and we were watching these like dogs fighting in the middle of the road while we're honking the horn to try and get going.
And they don't care.
They don't care. They don't care. They're just going to hang out. So we're trying to drive around them, and then all of a sudden we come up on a wreck, and there are like, it was crazy. So they're trying to direct traffic. The street lights aren't working. Like it was such a funny like moment where we were like, where are we after we just spent this amazing time on the beach? And it's like, and Google directions is like, take a right, take a left. Like we're like, where are we?
It's just chaos. This
is insane. And so luckily we made it. It took us to the right spot, and we drove back to the hotel. Everybody just kind of showered, got ready really quick, and then we met the family again for dinner. This time we had another great dinner. All of us went there. It was just fun. And when I say family, I mean like they make you feel like they're part of the family, like that you're part of their family. And so it was just like, yeah, we're meeting them for dinner. Like we need to.
Yeah.
So that was on Monday night, and then again, Catherine showering us with gifts, and it was very an amazing experience, a wonderful experience that I was thankful to be a part of. I was thankful that RUPES reached out to me to be a part of the event. Super fun. Sunday I taught a class on the microfiber 101 that we did. Got to do that PowerPoint presentation. It went really great. Everybody loved it. So I got to contribute, not just as an instructor, but for the rag company.
That's cool.
And so it's just fun. They were good people. It's one of those that if you guys get a chance to go to, I would highly make sure we go because it's just fun.
Well, it sounds like there's a real detailer's culture down there.
It's crazy. There's literally car washes on every street corner. When I say car washes, I mean there was a dude down from our hotel that posted up on like literally a sidewalk that looked like an old driveway of a building that had been torn down. He just parked his van there. He knocked out 6 cars that day detailing cars. And I mean, like,
Bam.
He was not only just washing, but he'd be polishing them, he'd be waxing them, and not like junky cars. There was a Porsche, there was a X5 BMW, there was a 3 Series BMW, like decent stuff. And we went back by, he had like an Accord sitting there, a newer Accord. Like, there are people that take care of their cars there. Now, there are some junkers because you do get hit.
Sure.
Because it's tiny streets and stuff. But
and rabid dogs.
Rabid dogs. No, but it was just a really great experience. Yeah. So we had a lot of fun. And then Monday morning, I woke up at 3 a.m. Boise time, so 5 a.m. Puerto Rico time. Got ready, left my hotel at 6 a.m. so I could get to the airport, took my Uber, got on the plane, flew Boise to Dallas. It's a long flight. Landed in Dallas, had a 3-hour layover in Dallas, then flew to Phoenix, 2-hour flight to Phoenix. Then I had a 4-hour layover. When I landed, it was 3 hours, then it turned to 4 in Phoenix.
Yeah.
That's a hard... the airport was nice, but that's a hard layover.
It's a bit of a wait.
Yeah. Especially that long. To be on a plane for like 2 hours and then have to wait another 4.
And you're already so tired.
Yeah, so my flight didn't leave to Boise. Sorry.
It's showing.
Yeah. I'm still catching up. Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah. So it was 10 p.m. my Boise flight. So Boise time. So 9:10 Phoenix. Then I flew in, landed in Boise at 12 o'clock, picked up my bag, got my Uber back to my house. It was 12:30. I walk in the door. So I'd been up since 3 a.m. Boise time, and I was landing at 12. I was walking in my front door at 12:30 in the morning the next day. So then went to sleep, or saw my wife, got to go in the new house and see, what she had unpacked.
We have this now.
We had more furniture. It was great. So she did a great job holding down the fort with the kids and getting all that stuff done. And the next morning I woke up at 5 a.m. to my son. We went to bed at 2. Woke up at 5 a.m. to my son dive bombing me in bed.
Oh, no.
Super excited to be there. Brought out all his toys. Wanted to show me the luchadores that my sister sent him. Very excited.
Nice.
And I'm like, it's bedtime. You need to go to bed. Like it's still dark outside. We need to sleep. He didn't let me sleep very much, or my wife. So we both got up at 7. Very tired. But so I brought him to work with me. We had a good time. Came in for a couple hours with you guys, said hi to everybody, and then went back home. stayed up till 1 o'clock in the morning last night, finishing getting house stuff done, but was able to actually sleep for like a good 6 hours. But
that's good.
So I hope I can get some more sleep here soon. So I'm tired still.
Yeah.
But thankfully I got some, probably go down and get a Diet Pepsi after this and,
of course,
bump me back up a little bit. So anyway, but that was the experience. It was unbelievable. Big thank you to RUPES, Distributors, for allowing us to be there. Thank you to all the detailers we met down there. You guys are amazing. Super, super, just great, fun people. Amazingly, I was just honored to be there. I couldn't believe that I got to be in that. And a big thanks to RUPES. I was hanging out with Jason and Todd and Alberto for 4 days. Like, who wouldn't want to do that?
It was UM's event, and it was for RUPES, and then you got to go along
as a trainer for RUPES.
As a trainer, which was rad.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean that's a cool opportunity.
Yeah. So it was fun. But anyway, that was my story in a nutshell.
Very cool.
So check out my Facebook page if you guys want to look at pictures and stuff. I have all that. Go Levi Gates on Facebook.
Yeah. That's a whole podcast right there.
I know, crazy, huh?
But real quick. So speaking of RUPES, right? Yeah. We got something coming up here that more people need to know about because we got to make an official event and make an official announcement. But in 1 week, we're gonna have Mr. Dylan Von Kleist.
June 2nd.
Yep, 1 week.
We have an open house here at the Rag Company with RUPES. Dylan Von Kleist will be here. We're going to be demoing tools. The new tools. We're going to be demoing the pneumatics.
Yep, air tools.
We got our Champion air compressor got delivered today.
That's a big air compressor.
80 gallons. So thank you to Champion for sending us this air compressor to use for the event.
Yep.
We did buy it for later, but they are making it available to us early for that. So we're really excited to have it. So we can do some more pneumatic, which allows us to do some more pneumatic videos.
Yeah.
Use of air, which we haven't really in the past, so we'll be able to use it for interior and stuff.
Studio, so that'll be new.
Yeah, it'll be really, really cool. So we're really looking forward to that. It's always fun. So if you guys
want to come up for that, it's that Saturday morning. Basically, same kind of thing we did with the Jason Kilmer KXK Dynamics event. We're going to have hoods available to play on. Everybody can come up and just hang out. We're going to do we'll probably do the 4-step or the 4 types of tool movement. Mm-hmm. So you can try out the new forced rotations. We'll see if they pack any of the rotaries. Yeah. But yeah, it was it's going to be a lot of fun. It's nice to have Dylan back in with us. And again, just another event where we are co-branding with RUPES to do this stuff. So we've got this Puerto Rico trip. Then Dylan's coming here to do our event. We're calling it RUPES Invades TRC.
Yep.
And then in a couple weeks, we're going to be in New Jersey at Detailer's Domain.
Yeah.
The 3 of us with Dylan and with the guys at Detailer's Domain and MONYC, and I think Jason and Andy of those guys from KXK are going to be there. We're doing a big Detailer's Domain open house. So again,
get to fly across the country.
We get to fly across the country again. But
my favorite.
Another chance for you guys on the East Coast to hook up with us.
Yeah.
Come out and see us on that event. That's the weekend of Father's Day. So I think it's the 14th or 15th. We're doing that event.
I'm trying to remember.
So
18th.
Gonna be fun. So realistically, 3 Rag Company RUPES events in the course of under a month.
Yeah.
Like co-branded events.
With more to come, too.
With more to come. So we're really excited, and we hope you guys are, too. So if you can, come up and see us here in Boise at the Rag Company, June 2nd.
Yeah.
And if you're on the East Coast, come see us at the Detailer's Domain event.
We'll be making some more formal posts on Instagram, Facebook, and things like that, letting people know when and where, what time, what the address is.
And that's the easiest way to follow it is that. Another thing you can do is check out rupesusa.com. Dylan has a link for the event, and you can sign up there. We do like getting notifications, like if you're coming, please let us know so we can plan accordingly. We just want to have room and snacks.
We'll try and put out an event on Facebook so it's easy to RSVP and all that stuff.
Yeah, that too.
For folks who use that. So,
cool.
Anyway,
awesome, guys.
I think that pretty much sums
it up.
Fun. So, no, you had a good time, and you had a long way getting back home.
A long way getting back home, but it was still a good time. So,
Well, then we're going to be headed out here in a couple weeks. 3 or 4 weeks. So, we'll have another fun story.
Well, and then when we get back from New Jersey, then we got another guest here, which will be fun. So, there's all kinds of stuff going on.
Yeah, we got a lot of fun stuff coming.
Yeah, we won't be spoiling all that just yet.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, thanks so much for listening. And if you're you're listening, you're probably on iTunes or shoutengine.com with the Red Company podcast. And if you're watching us, you're probably on the Red Company YouTube channel. So if you aren't aware of one of those things or multiple, go ahead and check them out. And as always, subscribe, leave a review on iTunes, and we appreciate you listening every time. And yes, Mr. Pepsi over here. All right. Y'all take care.
We'll see you guys. Have fun.